Hello and welcome to California Up Now. I'm Claudia Eisman, and today our topic is immigration. Our guest today is Haiti Fram Anton, and she's an immigration attorney here in San Francisco. Thanks so much for taking time and coming and visiting us.
My pleasure. It's a very important topic.
Great. Let's start right off the bat with, is immigration under attack in our country?
Absolutely, completely, utterly. I can say that both by the policies that President Trump has spoken and addressed to in speeches, as well as the people he's put in place in charge of Department of Homeland Security and the Attorney General as well.
And explain to our viewers what it is you do to help them immigrate to our country.
That's an excellent question, because an immigration lawyer is not necessarily someone that defends people that are here undocumented. There's a huge bulk of us that only do business immigration and work with people in the Silicon Valley and bring people over legally to work in corporations. Enormous. Mm-hmm. Me, I'm more down in the trenches. I'm probably maybe what 30 to 40% of immigration lawyers do, which is deportation defense. That's my utter passion and one of the most unpopular aspects of immigration law for many lawyers, because it's so stressful, you don't get a lot of money, and you have people that have only been in the United States for maybe 30, 40 days.
So you're a rare commodity.
I would say so. Yeah, I've been doing it for 40 years.
So what about if your parents are illegal, but you were born in the United States? How does that work?
Well, that's a huge dilemma, because about 30 or 40 years ago, a congressman decided that the only reason people were coming here was to have anchor babies.
Right.
So he ensured that legislation was passed that people who came undocumented, who had U.S. citizen children, that the U.S. citizen children would be barred from ever immigrating their parents if they had entered illegally. So there you go. You have these split families. And I think what's important for our viewers to understand is the motivation for people to come to this country.
Yes, that's very important. Exactly.
Is compelled by really strong reasons. You don't like to leave your country, your family, your culture, everything that you know. I mean, normally it's economic deprivation of an extreme.
Right.
In Central America right now, it's violence beyond the pale. The gangs control Central America. And as I was telling my husband this morning, so much of these problems in Latin America were caused by actions of the United States years ago.
Right.
And so I could go on and on and on. I'm a virtual, history tour, because I've been doing this for 40 years.
Right.
So it's extremely frustrating to me to listen to the gentleman who is now in power address these issues in a vacuum. I'm going to build a wall. He reiterated that that's one of the first things he's going to address in his first 100 days.
Okay. Now, there was some talk that he had backed off of that. Do you feel, no, he is coming on even stronger about building the wall?
I do, because from my point of view, he's the kind of personality that he wants to show that if he says he's going to do something, he'll get it done. He can get it done, all right? Apart from the consequences to the environment, apart from the consequences to the economy and all of that, it's just the very fact that he is sealing us off from a country that has been our buffer between Central America and the United States. A country where right now the peso has plunged 100%, and the civil discord, the humanitarian crisis, the kind of economic factors that drive people to this country, he's exacerbating them by these kinds of actions. So
how is that going to work? What are the nuts and bolts of that?
Your guess is as good as mine. The only thing I can assure you is people will keep coming.
Right.
All right? They'll find a way.
El Chapo, right?
El Chapo. The wall isn't going to do anything at all other than make things much worse than they already are. And business has increased 200% since he was elected. All right? The phone calls have increased probably by 150%. Nobody can keep up with the amount of people that want appointments. And it's a desperation and a fear. So also you have a very vulnerable community, and it's very easy for them to be sucked into people that go, don't worry, if you file this, you'll be okay. That's what I worry about too. So it's just so many different levels of negativity, this fear-based.
It is.
Yeah.
So if you want job security, go into immigration law, maybe.
I wouldn't have said that 10 years ago, but I'm saying it right now. I never would have expected this. I mean, I was thinking of phasing out, and now it's going to probably be like this for another 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So we'll just see. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break right
Sure.
now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more about immigration on California Up Now.
Would you like to win a complete makeover? In order to participate, you must like Salon DNA San Francisco along with Attitude Show, both pages on Facebook, and share, and follow us on Instagram. So make sure to tell all your friends and family, and I will see the lucky winner soon at Salon DNA.
Hello, and welcome back to California Up Now. We are talking immigration today, and our guest this morning today is Haiti, and she is going to talk about political asylum. Tell us, what's going on with that right now?
That's practically the only thing I'm doing right now. The reason I love my country so much, and the reason I am so concerned about President Trump, is the United States has the most generous policy for asylum in the world.
Yes.
I have traveled in Europe. I have a sister who lives in Berlin. I've met German lawyers because I was so interested in the asylum process. Very simply, the European Union, you have to file for asylum the first place that you step in Europe. Mm-hmm. So therefore, that's why so many people are trapped in Greece, and if you travel to another country, they won't hear your claim. Let me tell you a story. This happened a week ago. I've been representing a Mexican family for several years. It's comprised of a woman, 9 daughters, and tremendous domestic violence and sexual abuse. Some of the girls got out and have filed for asylum now, and they are fine. They came to me 3 weeks ago, and they said there's one daughter that's left. She's tried to get away. She finally escaped. She's on the border in Tijuana.
Get away from the father?
Get away from the father and an abusive husband. And she's 6 months pregnant with twins.
Oh, no.
What I did was I prepared an asylum application. I sent her to the San Isidro border crossing station. There's a pedestrian line that you walk through, and you say, I want asylum. 2 days later, I called the family. I said, I haven't heard from you. What happened to Rosalinda? Oh, she's here with us now in San Jose. That's the beauty and generosity of my country. I don't want to give the impression this woman now has a green card or a blue passport that says she's a U.S. citizen.
Right.
It's much more complicated than that. But there's a basic tenet of U.S. law which says if you express a fear of return to your home country on account of persecution, the Border Patrol is obligated to let you in. And that is something and a right that is so precious to me. Donald Trump has expressed in many different kinds of meetings and memos that this is something that he feels should be vetted, that he feels that once you file for asylum and even after the case has been granted by an asylum officer, when that person moves on to the next stage, which is applying for permanent residence, that the asylum case should be revisited a second time and explored to ensure that there's no fraud. Of course there's fraud, but I would say it's maybe 5%.
So in other words, these people will be subject to even more judgment than...
Absolutely. Absolutely, because there's a perception that people lie. And it's true, of course, there's a certain percentage of that in everything. So if they come to see me, they're opening up and talking about something that has been secret and taboo.
So you're kind of part therapist too, aren't you?
It's very much a spiritual healing process as well, which is why I love asylum, because it opens the door for the person to become self-empowered, proud of who they are, and no longer be identified by their sexual preference, but what they like to do in life. That's my goal. That's why I love what I do.
How gratifying is that?
I adore that.
Okay, let's talk a minute about the Bay Area and some of the business owners that are illegal. How will Trump's policies affect them?
That's an excellent question as well, and I would think that they would be the least impacted, at least in the state of California. The federal government wants its money. If you pay your taxes, they will happily take whatever money that is theirs and give you back whatever you are entitled to, and they don't care if you're documented or not. You can get a special tax ID number to file your taxes, which the federal government invented so undocumented people could pay their taxes. So people who have prosperous businesses, who have a valid driver's license because of the law that they now passed for that, I don't think they are at risk.
Okay.
I am much more concerned with people who are in the system.
If somebody wants to contact you, they're having immigration troubles, how do they do it?
They would call my phone number through my office, which is 415-824-4073. We're extremely busy.
Do
so
you
you
have
have
a
to.
name of your law office, or
Yeah,
just look
it's Hedi, Hedi, Fram, F-R-A-M-M -Anton, A-N-T-O-N. Yes.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much
Oh,
for
it's my
coming with
pleasure.
us. Yes,
Thank
you've
you.
been a very informative guest.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for watching California Up Now. We'll see you next time.
Hi everybody, Cecilia Phillips here, and our Attitude Show starts now. On Attitude today, I have next to me the belly dancer, Fernanda Zaraha. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So can you tell me a little bit about belly dance today?
Yeah, sure. It started in Egypt to help women give health birth. So the whole family would just go around the mom and help them with undulating. So the baby would come out of the belly easier.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yes. And then the immigration from Lebanon, Turkey, they all made their own style, but the whole movement started from the belly, and that all came together, and we have different styles now of belly dancing all over the world. The American came and introduce more like veils and swords and props like that.
So now belly dancing, what is it mostly for? Instead of childbirth, it's mostly for
everybody. A lot of guys, I know husband and wife dancing together.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Do you want to maybe show us some moves today and teach me a little bit about belly dancing?
Yes,
Yeah?
I would love to.
Okay. All right. What do you want to show me? I'm ready.
Yes, the hip drop. You can
Okay.
start from the ball of your foot pushing up towards your rib cage, up and down.
Oh, okay. And down. All right.
And your arms can be one up and one down. Front and back.
Okay. All right. How am I doing?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm really bad at dancing, so this is good. All right. Do you want to show me another one?
Yeah.
All right.
The Egyptian shimmy. Pretty much, you're gonna relax your body,
Okay.
and you're gonna move your leg back and forward. And as fast as you go, the Egyptian shimmy starts off.
I think I need a belt. The sound helps, right? Wow, you're good. Okay, all right, so that's the Egyptian shimmy. You want to show me one more?
Yes, the hip circle. Let's do the hip circle. So you go slide left, go forward, side, up,
Back, okay. Forward. Okay.
and you can make it even bigger.
Oh, wow, okay. That's the advanced move, right? Yeah. So we see women dancing usually more than men now. Why is that, do you think?
If you go actually to Egypt, Turkey, we have lots of male good dancers. It's amazing how they can move their bodies.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
awesome. If someone wants to contact you, you obviously do events. How can they find out about you and reach out to you?
My website, zaharadance.com.
Oh, cool.
www.zaharadance.com.
What kind of events do you do for people if they want to hire you?
Mostly weddings, birthdays, graduations, but not only male parties. I would say bachelor parties. I don't do that.
Okay, good to know. Well, thank you so much for showing me those awesome dance moves. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Up next, we take a first look on Urban Myths, a TV series about Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, and Marlon Brando.
Would you like to win a complete makeover? In order to participate, you must like Salon DNA San Francisco along with Attitude Show, both pages on Facebook, and share, and follow us on Instagram. So make sure to tell all your friends and family, and I will see the lucky winner soon at Salon DNA.
Welcome back to Attitude. Here is our first eerie look at Joseph Fiennes as Michael Jackson in Sky Arts' Urban Myths, an 8-part TV series. One episode of the series centers around the road trip that Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, and Marlon Brando go on after September 11th. In these pictures here, you can see the transformation of Joseph Fiennes into Michael Jackson. He really does look uncannily like him, doesn't he? Urban Myths starts on January 19th on Sky TV. Very awesome. All right, it's my favorite time. It's time to talk food. Thanks to Avital Tours, one of San Francisco's top progressive culinary experience companies, we are able to feature some of their favorite restaurant choices to check out in the city if you are looking for some tasty new spots to try in 3 different neighborhoods in 3 different price points. This week, I am featuring French cuisine. My top favorite and by far the most affordable spot is Brenda's French Soul Food, located in the Tenderloin, blocks from San Francisco City Hall. With more of a Creole-style menu, Brenda's features phenomenal budget-friendly dinner options like their chicken etouffee, smothered in a spicy tomato gravy and served with rice. But being a brunch girl myself, their weekend menu featuring a beignet flight is right up my sweet tooth alley, with 4 different types of fluffy, powdery, sugary, goodness-filled pillows that are definitely worth checking out. The second is a good option for a mid-range priced weekend night date, and it's Bisous Bistronomie in the Castro. Literally translating to kiss in English, it is obvious there's a lot of love and passion that is infused into Bisous' menu. They take French classics and give them a twist, like for the adventurous, their escargot or snails, which are served taco style in an endive shell with crispy bacon, tomato, and mushrooms. Or, on the more traditional side, their coq au vin, a 24-hour marinated chicken in burgundy red wine served with rosemary potatoes and baby carrots. The atmosphere is warm and inviting and is perfect for that romantic dining spot. Lastly, for an experience in extravagant cuisine, there is Gary Danko in the Russian Hill area. For 17 years, they have been combining American, Mediterranean, and French cuisines, and this very high-end restaurant gives its diners options. A menu with many different choices of appetizers, entrees, and desserts is presented, and guests are able to choose between 3, 4, or 5-course meal that they will select themselves. A truly customizable experience. Of course, my eye gravitated to the baked chocolate souffle with 2 sauces. Brought to the table, the souffle is bursting over the edges of the dish it is served in, while the waiter expertly pours the 2 sauces directly into its center. Très magnifique. Now you have 3 fantastic options for French food for any occasion, so get out there and start grubbing. It's time to switch gears. The weekend is almost here, and if you need some tips on what to do, here's what I recommend. It's time for our agenda. It's almost time for the Chinese New Year, the year of the rooster. So before the big celebration, come on down to Chinatown to participate in the Flower Market Fair. Buy fresh flowers for the new year and also get fruits, candy, and other supplies for the new lunar year. There will be plenty to see too, with live performances by traditional Chinese musicians, acrobats, folk dancers, and more. For more information about all of these events, please check out ChineseParade.com and click on Festival Events. Also, if you're looking for a few laughs, come out to the San Francisco Sketch Fest. Now in its 16th year, come and check out hundreds of local and headlining comedians that will get you rolling. The laughs started on the 12th of this month and will continue until the 29th. So if you're looking for some good comedic release, check out sfsketchfest.com to see the list of talented performers. Finally, for our pick of the week, we stay here in San Francisco for a secret gathering. The San Francisco Midnight Mystery Ride will be this Saturday. Where at, you ask? Well, that's yet to be determined. The ride location and destination will be revealed on the day of the ride. It's kind of like a flash mob on a bike. The events happen every third Saturday of the month, so if you would like to take a stroll around San Francisco on a bike at midnight, visit midnightmystery.com. That's all I have for you today. If you would like to contact us, please shoot us an email at tips@newsupnow.com. And remember, as always, to please like and share our Facebook page. Until next time, I'll see you next week.
Hello, and welcome to Uncensored Pillow Talk. I'm Colin Stack-Trost. Unfortunately, the fact is that our first show airs on the same day as the Trump inauguration. But unlike the Trump campaign, Uncensored Pillow Talk will strive to make an effort to actually empower our viewers with facts and information instead of misdirection. Well, at least about sex and relationships. As such, we are asking you to be involved in our ongoing dialogue. Send us your questions, thoughts, resources, and any other ideas that we can discuss on the show to tips@newsupnow.com. You can even submit ideas anonymously, and we promise to protect your privacy better than WikiLeaks. It's time for My Eyes Are Open. Tomorrow, many will flock to San Francisco, arguably one of the most progressive cities on the planet, to partake in a new national movement to send a message to the Trump administration. It's called the Women's March, but participation isn't limited to just female-identified people. In the wake of this past election cycle's divisive rhetoric, it's part of a huge movement to empower everyone who stands for human rights, civil liberties, and social justice. While the epicenter of the Women's March is in Washington, D.C., cities across the nation will host marches, rallies, and speakers in an effort to stand together in solidarity for the protection of our rights, our safety, our health, and our families, recognizing that our vibrant and diverse communities as the strength of our country. In other news, the Hump Film Festival passed through San Francisco this last weekend. The festival features short, sexy movies, each less than 5 minutes, all created by people who aren't porn stars but want to be for a weekend. The festival started in 2005 with the hope of bringing audiences a new type of porn experience. The filmmakers and stars show us what they think is hot and sexy, creative and kinky, their ultimate turn-ons and their wildest fantasies. Here's the executive producer, Robert Crocker.
I think that the festival is a really great way for people to begin to talk more about it, and mostly it's because I think they get to see a lot of different sex that they maybe aren't exposed to. And they see at the end of the day, it's like, it's about love, it's about sex, it's about joy. And so I think it just puts it out there in the open. There's not so much to be afraid of.
You're watching Uncensored Pillow Talk. We're going to take a small break, but there'll be plenty more when I return.
Would you like to win a complete makeover? In order to participate, you must like Salon DNA San Francisco along with Attitude Show, both pages on Facebook, and share, and follow us on Instagram. So make sure to tell all your friends and family, and I will see the lucky winner soon at Salon DNA.
Welcome back to the show. Let's talk about some toys. Speaking of technology, there have been some exciting advances in sex toys. For example, the Wildfire Dream Dick, as this is described, features a cyber skin technology that is supposed to feel as lifelike as possible. And I can tell you right now, from the sensation of this, it's pretty amazing. Now, this is a hefty package, but it does come with a handy suction cup at the bottom, so you can really have at it. Very cool. Another one of my personal favorites is the Fleshlight. For those of you who don't know, this is a great toy for men or any humans with penises to have a really lifelike sensation of penetration. These come in a great variety of kinky themes. There are ones that are shaped like vaginas, mouths, anuses, so there's really a wide variety depending on what you're into. What's great about this particular Fleshlight is that it's the crystal version, so you can actually see what's happening while you're using it. Great toy, highly recommend it. Didn't leave my house for about 3 days when I first discovered that one. We've also got one of my personal favorite lubricants, Swiss Navy, the silicone-based. We've been assured that silicone is safe for condom use, so it won't cause any kind of tears or rips in the use of the condoms if you're using this kind of lube. Great lube to use for your playtime. For my, how to describe this? This is a great toy for women. It is a portable clitoral and vaginal stimulator. Very discreet, so you can take it with you on the go. If you press it, oh, yep, there it goes. It's small, but it's mighty. I assure you, my entire hand and forearm is vibrating. And apparently it has 25 different vibrational settings. So, oh, is that this one? Okay, sorry. I just lied about this. Whatever I said was misdirection. Yeah, but it's good. It's a shame Christmas is over, because talk about a stocking stuffer. I mean, really, truly delightful. We've also got the Femme Fun. I guess this is like sort of the prime color choice for like vaginal stimulators, right? We go for purple. It seems to be the theme here. Anyway, what's great about this is that it's got a portable USB charger, so you can also take this one with you on the go. This one does have 25 vibrational settings, so if 5 vibrational settings wasn't enough for you, don't worry, you've literally got 5 times that much in just this one little toy. So it's not charged right now, that's why we can't show you all the fun it makes, but it's great. Another thing that's great that we've seen lately in the technology where it comes to sex toys is some diversity in the skin tones that we have available. So apparently there's not just white cocks in the world, so it's great to see some color in the toys that we have available. This particular one is skin safe, phthalate free, also harness compatible, and with a suction cup at the bottom. Those are my tips for toys that you can use. If you have any other suggestions, this is a very limited array. Please send us your suggestions, ideas, insights to tips@newsupnow.com. We'd love to hear from you and what you enjoyed using in your personal erotic time. So that's all I have for you tonight. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.